right, so welcome back. So we continue from where we left off in our previous lesson. In our previous lesson, we looked at the basic structure of an HTML document. Of course, we are using elements which are made of tags to build an HTML document, which is going to be our web page in the browser. And so we looked at these different elements that we have. So by the way, if you hover over, I'm using Visual Studio Code, and if I hover over any element, then I will have a description of that particular element. For instance, the HTML. The HTML element represents the root of an HTML document, and so I know that the HTML element is the root of any HTML document. And so we have these basic HTML elements. And so what I want to introduce you today is what we call web development tools, or what we call developer tools. And so I want to go to Google. And so here we are searching for what are developer tools. And so we have these simple definitions. Every modern web browser includes a powerful suite of developer tools. These tools do a range of things. So we can use this to create, to test, and to debug software. We can also use these to inspect web pages. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to inspect the web pages and see and compare with our own web page and see how they structure their own web pages or their HTML documents. All right, so the next question is obviously, how do we access these developer tools? Every modern web browser includes these developer tools. And so I'm on Google Chrome, and I opened Google over here. And so I want to inspect this particular page. So to access developer tools, I can right click. That's one way, and click on inspect, and I'll have access to these developer tools. And so you'll see this window over here. These are the developer tools. Or I can go up here on these three dots, click here, go to more tools, and down here we have developer tools. Or I can press Ctrl+Shift+I on Windows. I'll still access the developer tools, and so I'll have access. And then I can also press F12 on my keyboard, and it's also going to give me access to these developer tools. All right, so we said we're going to use these developer tools for inspecting a web page. Of course, we can do some other things like testing, debugging, creating, but we are not doing that. We are just simply inspecting our web page. We want to compare this web page with our own web page and see, does it have those basic, building blocks, the basic elements that every HTML document should have. Okay, so when we do the comparison, let me go back to our own document that we created. We created our own document. We said we have the doc type, we have the root element, which is the HTML, we have the head, we have the body, we also have the title and the P. And so let's check. So this is the page that we are inspecting, the page on the left side, and these are the developer tools that we are using to inspect. And so we have to simply go to what we call elements tab here on top here. Yours might be different, in terms of configuration and everything, but you must be able to see this panel over here. So we are not looking at console or recorder, we are looking at elements. Please click on elements. And then there's one more thing. Your color theme might be different from my own. You can simply go to settings over here. There's a wheel, settings wheel over here. You can click over here and you can change the theme if you prefer to do so. It depends with your preference, and I changed this because that's my preference. And so we want to inspect this. So the first thing we look at this tag over here. So we can see this is doc type or doc type HTML. So if I go back to my own web page over here, let me minimize this and bring it side by side with this one. Let me do away with this and try and do the inspection. So we have doc type here, we have doc type here. And the next element is HTML. And as you guys can see up here, we have HTML. So if I scroll down here, we can see this is the closing tag. And if I scroll down here, we have a closing tag. So we have these documents are similar. The structure is similar. The content might be different, obviously, but the structure is similar. And then we have the head. Inside the head, do we have the title? Let me yes, we do have the title over here. Of course, we will not see the title on the web page. We'll see the title in the title bar over here. So we have the title definitely in the head, and there are much more tags that are inside this head that we haven't spoken about. We'll talk about them in our future videos. But for now, I want you to focus on the ones that we have looked at so far. And so I can safely say there is a title in this head element over here, which we do have here. And yeah, basically that's what we have in the body. Let me try and minimize this body and also bring our own side by side. So now in our body, we have just a P tag, and they also have a body here, which might have much more information that we do have. But the whole idea is the structure is almost similar. And so when you don't have an idea of how a certain web page was built, you could actually use these developer tools to inspect that particular web page and see how they structured their content. But as you guys can see, I'm already exploring this particular tool that we have, the developer tools. And so you can do the same by inspecting web pages. There's more that you can do with these developer tools, but for now, with the information that we have, we can only inspect web pages. Don't be intimidated by this. There's quite a lot going on here, but the more you use it, the more you become familiar to this particular interface over here. All right, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Leave a like, or you can also leave a comment in the comment section. I want to thank you for your support. I hope to see you in our next video. For now, I'm out. Bye-bye.